traveler. The last city. Welcome home.
Welcome back to my journey in Destiny 2 with myself, U.4.I.R, and tagging along with me again is Deadly Lampshade. After escaping the previous mission with a ship, we arrive at the tower. From here on, it's suggested we play the new light quest line, which was a set of missions implemented by Bungie for new players. Just to clear a few things up, Deadly and myself had no knowledge of Destiny 2. We knew the original game came out in 2014 and this was the sequel which came out in 2017, and we were currently playing the Shadowkeep expansion. The previous mission we'd played was what Bungie considered to be the new introduction for new players, a so-called reprisal of a Guardian Rises. This was new to Shadowkeep and has now since been updated again, but having spoken to experienced players at the time, they suggested playing these infamous legacy missions, which were older missions previously included in the base game and some of the later expansions. This decision, however, caused us some confusion, mainly because these two stories conflicted. During the game's launch in 2017 there was a similar issue, as the game tried to combine a continuation for console players who played the first Destiny game with an introduction for PC players who couldn't play it. Fast forward to 2020 and these new players are still experiencing these issues. We see characters without officially getting introduced, we see enemies old and new without understanding who they are. So much information gets bypassed due to vaulting and removal, you can't appreciate how the story was told as it's no longer available. Enemies like the Cabal, Vex, Fallen, Taken and Hive are all thrown in your face without any explanation, but at the time during the specific game, season or expansion you would have. The game has such a rich expanse of history, but the way in which Bongo releases new content, it only benefits you if you've played previously and are already up to date. It forces new players like myself to ask basic questions, well actually a lot of basic questions, that would have been explained if the content wasn't removed and there was a way to play the game from the beginning rather than trying to exist in a never-changing game. I've since caught up somewhat thanks to some of my friends, so shout out to Skippy, Lord of Darkness and Yield Dingus, because they will tell you they've spent many an hour explaining this. It shouldn't be down to the player base and community to support new players and keep them interested, especially when that content has already been created. There's no need to rewrite history, especially when time has been spent to establish something pretty perfect. It's hurting new players, insulting old players, and the people who helped create it. Anyway, sorry for the rant, but this is what happened when we played the Homecoming missions.
Okay. Homecoming, the Lost City. Okay. Yeah, I can launch that then.
I found out after playing this bit, but prior to Shadowkeep, this was the original introduction that new players played when starting. If we knew this at the time, things would have made more sense. However, considering we see ourselves in the cutscene, it doesn't really work.
Ikora, if you tell me this is a practical joke, well, it kills me to say it, but I would be really impressed.
Impressing you, Cade, is the easiest thing I'll do all day.
Let's get serious, people.
Zavala, this is my serious face.
If they're robots, why is there a male version and a female version?
Yeah.
Apparently,
And comms have been spotty for the last few hours. Every sensor beyond the wall was gone dark.
I'm already confused even trying to explain it. Because again, the explanation I don't actually really understand. Apparently they've died before and they've rebuilt their bodies, or someone's built them a body, which is why they then can choose their sex, whether or not they're male or female.
Not good.
But then I don't understand, because I thought that the artifact could, or the traveller could just resurrect them anyway. So why would they need a robot body?
Everyone with me, now!
And they're robots, right? So, can you really truly resurrect a robot?
No, they weren't robots before.
Oh.
They were humans before, or they were this other race.
Oh, right, I see. So, okay.
That's made it worse trying to understand anything. I mean, if they had a let's dare to quote it, a Star Wars BBY kind of timeline, saying that this happened so many years before the actual tutorial mission of this game, to the point of where you are actually on the on the tower. But now this cutscene looks like the other one. Just when I think I've got the hang of it,
Yeah.
something else changes and then just messes everything up.
Considering this event happens about 11 in-game seasons before Shadowkeeper, it's difficult to come to terms with why our newly created character was here. It's good for continuing D1 players for sure, but you'll see.
You fly too fast. Forget I said that. Fly fast.
I mean, even that conversation with the ghost just then means that there's history between them, so we needed like an epilogue for this mission to go back further. Somewhat. Not that I'm like being negative, it's just like I'd like understanding what I'm doing.
Yeah. It doesn't, yeah. That's what it boils down to. It's difficult to understand what is happening and what's going on. And if you have to play the first game in order to understand in its entirety, then it obviously just doesn't do a brilliant job at explaining what is going on.
This doesn't make sense. The Cabal conquer systems by
You're
blowing up
right, it
planets.
doesn't make sense.
Whatever they want, it must be here, in the last city.
This is Commander Zavala. Civilians, report to evac points. Guardians, rendezvous in the plaza. Our city will not fall.
I don't even remember anything about the original Destiny.
Zavala's doing the hero thing in the plaza. Me? I've got a date with whoever's behind this. It'll be a short date.
I remember people saying it was good, that's about it.
I think when that was out, I just remembered, oh right, it says Halo, but it's not
Follow the
Halo.
path from there. It will lead you through the hangar to the plaza. I'll take care of these people. If the Cabal want war, give them war.
Oh, okay, I can get through here. Again, with the armory where you can't pick anything up.
Since changing the tutorial level, the player would have actually picked up the origin story auto rifle and the last darn sidearm in the armory, but Bungie have since removed it. I'm guessing this is to reflect real life inflation and now can't afford to give the player any more guns? I mean, we're under attack, right? Stock up, move out?
Evacuation order 77 is
Like when I get to, like when you eventually get to the farm, and there's like people there you speak to. They're talking to me like they know me. I don't know them. They take so long to say anything. I just like skip. I think the only reason why I'm complaining so much about it is that people say the story's good, but it's just so hard to get it in the state the game's in at the moment. And you can so easily just like skip past any conversation that an NPC has with you and get whatever it is you're meant to get, go to the next place, wherever you're meant to go, shoot at aliens, creatures, whatever, and progress that way. But I mean, you shouldn't really have to.
Yeah, it does get to the point where it's a bit like, why am I doing this?
Look at the size of that thing. It must be
I
their
get that they're like invading, but I don't even know if I'm part of the army at this point, or if there is an army, or I'm just a dude with a gun.
I mean, we've obviously died before for us to be guardians, but unless we're not playing as ourselves, even though we look the same.
Even though we're not playing as ourselves, but we look the same. Well, that makes perfect sense, but I was still trying to understand why my Season 12 character was present during these events.
We're not just assaulting the city. Look at the Traveler.
Yep, looks good.
Okay, my ghost keeps tagging these Cabal as Red Legion. Cora, what do you got?
They're elite, ruthless, and rumor is they have never known defeat.
Until today. Today they face Guardians.
But Zavala, they're attacking the
Ooh,
Traveler.
God, and then we went straight off the edge.
Traveler waits. We protect our people at any cost.
Right, I'm now at that other cross bit where we could meet.
Yeah, I'm going to the shit. Tower Plaza. Here we go.
These Red Legion are well trained, but we are better. We will hold
I do think it
this line
defeats
until
the
last
object,
man
though.
sink their way.
It's just like, in any movie where they always say, have you ever fired a gun before? No, you just point and shoot.
Incoming! Fall back to my shield!
And it's like, I don't understand what I'm meant to be doing. To just point and shoot. If I'm supposed to point and shoot, why is there just so much stuff going on around me?
It's obvious that we're fighting to survive, but we both missed the memo that we actually didn't know why they were attacking. Earlier my ghost said that they were Cabal like we knew them, but later Cade said that his ghost was tagging them as Red Legion like we didn't. Either way, as a new player, it means nothing to us, so we had to continue not understanding.
We hold here. That command ship, it's next on my list. Missiles! Stay inside my shield!
I don't see anyone.
More Red Legion! Show them what Guardians are made of!
I had two people here. Oh god, that thing just nearly stood on me again. Oh, okay, well, I can't pick you up if you disappear. Yeah, no, I had two people in here.
Zavala, the last of the shuttles is away. But the speaker, he never made it. I'm going to look for him.
I've got the plaza. Go with Ikora. Find the speaker.
We're on it, Commander.
The speaker was supposedly a big deal in D1, but we missed that memo too. He appears in some of the cutscenes, but spoiler alert, he's captured. But as we didn't know who he was, essentially we didn't really care.
You don't? I can't be bothered. I think if you died that early on in these missions, you just need to be left.
Yeah.
I know you might be confused because you don't know what you're doing, but when it all comes down to you shoot the big red hamsters or guinea pigs, you do just that.
Zavala,
She'll find the speaker. We need to move on that command ship. Now head to the North Tower. I'm sending Amanda Holiday to pick you up. Holiday is inbound. We need that ship off the field.
I'm complaining about it a lot, but I think the only reason why I'm complaining about it is because I mean, when it's just down to basic gameplay, I do like it.
Someone told me you need a ride.
I removed a cutscene here of Amanda Holiday flying us up to the command ship. Nothing really happens, but it does show her ability as a
Let us know
pilot.
when the shields are down and we'll hit that ship with everything we got.
Okay, well, that's bad.
That hologram could help. Let me take a look. Okay, the shield generator should be at the bottom of the ship.
Kate, what's your status?
I'm low on ammo. No flaming fist. Trap's burning out. Anyone heard from Akora?
Not since you went for the speaker.
Oh, even my armor is now 803.
As my first playthrough had visual issues while recording, we had to start again, but my Destiny account as a whole still had registered the XP that I accumulated, so it affected my progression. Not in a bad way, but I didn't want to give myself an unfair advantage when playing these missions, so I kept to the stuff I already had on.
Would do that. I mean, that's what's that going to be based off of? I think that might have been the when I was playing as a Titan, I got up to 824 or something.
Right.
And we finished after the video messed up on the other one. I think that previous hunter was around about 800. So even though I'm starting a new character, or a new character for that class, my armor's still at the same level.
Huh.
But I think the majority of the enemies you see are going to be of like a 750 power level anyway. What? Okay, well that enemy's now dead. I just pretty much one-shot the boss at the end of the dock. But I haven't got anything on me that should be overpowered. It then defeats the object. If your character's going to be leveled up to that point, then you shouldn't need to do this. And that's content that's already in the game that's being neglected because, well, you're already too strong for it.
Yeah. There's got to be missions that like scale with your level, surely.
There are some. You can actually, I think like strikes and what have you, you can actually say what level you want it to be, so you can actually make it harder than what you are or easier than what you are.
Oh, right.
And then it's going to be down to like, well, that didn't work. Like time versus multiplier kind of stuff. So you'll get more points or whatever for a higher level, but if you take longer doing it, then and stuff. Oh, what?
The shield
Oh,
generator
sorry.
should be straight ahead.
even this seems a lot easier. Maybe I've just got used to it.
Maybe. Although I haven't died. I'm pretty sure I died by now. But like you say, that might just be down to
The shield should hit.
understanding the controls and how the guns
Just
work.
like that.
Have I not destroyed it? I have destroyed it.
Heat levels rising. It's working. Zavala, we did it. The shields are down. Zavala? Amanda, we're headed topside. Amanda!
And that was the Homecoming mission, also known as the original tutorial mission, and also known as I'm just a dude with a gun. My original plan for a schedule was thrown off slightly due to Christmas, New Year's and the third national lockdown. I currently live at 2 addresses and been away from my computer, so I will find it difficult to upload until things become a bit more relaxed. I had plans for this to come out on the 29th of December, but the dreaded audio issues reappeared. I believe the issues were due to the encoding process, as I use a custom encoder for the rendering. After trying some test samples of the mainstream X264 and X265 encoders, the issue was still there, but the quality wasn't as good, so I was glad to find out it wasn't the rendering process causing the problem. I did a little more research, and with the understanding I had, found for definite what was causing the issues and why. The audio levels in the previous episode was better, but as I was doing so many different things, it was Vegas that improved it rather than Audacity, and still not to where I wanted it. Now some good news. My new mic arrived. However, while I was playing around with it, Windows changed my input and output devices away from Voicemeeter while installing the drivers. I noticed something puzzling. Apparently the sound card had this microphone stuck at 50%, which explains why I have to increase the volume in editing. In terms of an actual upload schedule, I still plan to upload on Tuesdays, hopefully weekly, although the next episode won't be available until at least the 9th of February. Hopefully now I can pre-edit better, so I'm going to try and put what I learned into another series running alongside this one. The current process for editing takes far too long, and I don't seem to be gaming because of it. But known me, this idea could fall faster than a Guardian off a command ship. So until next time, stay safe, stay friendly, and stay sensible. Goodbye.